3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of Unlearned and Reborn, a podcast where old habits are unlearned and new ones are reborn. Hey! Welcome back. It's me, your host, Shania Alyse, and welcome back to another episode of ULRB Podcast, aka for the newbies here. ULRB stands for Unlearn and Reborn. How are y'all feeling? I'm feeling really good. I'm also very excited because it is my 27th birthday. Well, it passed, so I'm 27 now. Give it up for me. Yes. Okay. All right, relax, everybody. No celebrity here. Yes, I am 27 now. March 15th, 1996, a true one was born. The Ides of March, yes. So, this episode, I am going to be talking about being 27 now. But before I get into that, I want to just do a little bit of recap of what last week was like, okay? So, last week, I talked about the growing pains of adulthood and how there were 5 areas where I found that I really experienced a lot of growing pains. Those 5 areas were family, friends, marriage, children, and career. Listen, I know you like, dang girl, that's really good. Those are really great categories. I know because I recorded it. Also, you need to go listen to that episode before you try to skip ahead. Okay? It's like reading ahead in school. Don't do that. Go back. I'll be right here waiting for you. Okay? Now, for the people that are caught up, like I said, I just turned 27 and it was amazing. And I wanted to dedicate episode 28 to me being 27. So, last week I went on a nice getaway with my man, with my husband, my baby daddy, my best friend, the love of my life, all of that. Yes, he knows how big birthdays are for me, so that is one of the things he has definitely been adamant about. Like, we are going to celebrate your birthday. We are going to not be in the house on your birthday, even if for whatever reason you don't want to go out of town, for your birthday. On your birthday, we are getting out of the house and we're going to go do something. And 9 times out of 10, we're out of town anyway. Like, it's been rare that I've had to stay here home during my birthday. So it's really been nice to experience my birthday being celebrated. So shout out to my husband, Adrian. I love you so much. Thank you for keeping that commitment to me and honoring my birthday and just making sure that I'm always doing something or I'm able to do something and we're able to go away kid-free. Like, we dropped the boys off to their Gigi and their pawpaw, so shout out to the grandparents because they holding it down. And I get, like, most of the time we do a week. This time I think we did Monday to Friday, but that's still a week to me. But, he makes sure that time is me and him and it's away from the children. So I wanted to take the time to say, thank you, babe. I love you so much. And yes, it was very, very fruitful, a very, very fruitful experience. So, so celebrating my birthday, man, 27. Since I was a kid, I've always enjoyed my birthday. Like, I felt like that was the day. Like, you know how you start school in August? Well, yeah, most of us just start school in August. Normally in Texas, we started school around the time of my mom's birthday, which is also my husband's birthday. Like, they want to be twins so bad. Anyways, so we would start around August 25th for the new school year. So literally, as soon as we would get the whole little calendar, for the new year, I'm already counting down. This is shout out to the old ways. Remember, y'all, when we would go to like orientation, quote unquote, and they would give us like a school folder with your teachers' names and the principal's names and what time lunch is, your little schedule, whatever. Remember when they used to include like pretty much like the school year calendar in there, and it would have like little stamps for like St. Patrick's Day. It would be like a 4-leaf clover. For the whole week of Christmas break, it'll be little snowmen and little snowflakes. Listen, 90s babies and above, and be, I mean, 90s babies and back. You know what I'm talking about, bruh. I would go on that calendar and start tallying down the days from the first day of school of when my birthday was. Like, it's cool and all to see y'all and make new friends, but babes, my birthday is give or take 6 months away. Like, I mean, I had it down pat. I would know how many days it was until my birthday. And then at the time in Texas, I had two girls, I think, in the school that I knew that had the same birthday as me. So that was even like, it's lit. Like, okay, not only do I have my own birthday, but me and her have the same birthday. Oh, the whole school's gonna know about it. Like, period. So that was something I was always excited to do, counting down the days. And as the years went on, I don't really, I'm not ever saying that I didn't. So, parents and siblings, don't try to chop my head off. But I'm saying I don't really remember having a lot of birthday parties. I just don't remember that that was a thing. I don't even remember celebrating my birthday a lot as a kid. Like, yes, like we would try to do something, but a big party, no, I don't remember that. And, I get it. It was a lot of us at the time, but that is something that I told myself, whenever I have children, I'm going to celebrate their day. Like, that is their day. That is the day that you came into this world and mommy and daddy loved you and hugged you. I mean, we was loving you while you were in the belly. Don't get me wrong. We loved you, we hugged you, and we were like, yes, this is so amazing. This is so great. And it's like, I want them to know that every day is your day, for one. Like, let's just rewind on that. Every day is your day. And I'll get deeper into that on the reflection, side of this episode. Every day is your day. But especially today, like our babies, December 30th and September 4th, baby, that's your day. Those are your days, and we are going to do whatever you want to do for the day, And I just know that birthdays were always important to me. I felt like that day was about me. I wanted to be told happy birthday. I wanted to have a gift, a card. I love birthday cards. I love, they don't even have to be a birthday card. I just love cards and then opening it. And you know how they have the stuff that's already written in it. But to see a handwritten note from your friend, from your parent, that is just beautiful to me, because when you just write, from Shania, to you from Shania, I love you. That seems kind of rushed, but when there's like a nice little chunk of words in there, like I keep birthday cards. I've kept every card my husband has given me. And, some days when we into it, or some days I just, I'm just going through my closet or whatever, I will go back to those cards and I will read, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, this man loves me. Like, that is so sweet. That is so nice. So I've always loved that. And I just don't remember getting that attention and the love during my birthday. So already at a young age, I already had a trauma experience with my birthday. I felt like, okay, like, just prepare yourself. Like, don't get all hyped up. Like, you don't know if you might not even get you might not even get any gifts. Not even a lot of gifts. You might not even get anything, for your birthday. So just don't try to hype it up, whatever. Like, I do remember my I think I had got one year, I had got an iPod Nano. Yes, right, iPod Nano. Some of y'all don't even know what that is. That's crazy. Like, babes, we had to burn CDs, okay? Listen to it on the Walkman. Like, yes, I had an iPod. I think one year I even had got a new phone. Yeah, so I had some years where I do remember getting birthday gifts, but parties, no. Yeah, my birthday being just very, very important to me for the simple fact that, growing up, I felt like I took on the caretaker role. My mom would always tell me, Shania, you are not his mama, to my little brother, talking about my little brother. You are not the mama. You are not the mama. And it's like, that's a whole nother episode of why children become the caretakers of the siblings / of the family. And, we praise them as being mature. We praise them as being emotional intelligent, but a child has no place taking on something like that. Like I said, that's definitely something that I'll get into later, at another episode, but just know that is my stance on that a child has no business taking on the emotional capacity of an adult. We were never meant for that, and we should not be doing that. We just should not be doing it. And I felt like my birthday was the one day that it was socially, like across the board, acceptable for it to be like about you. And you're not called selfish, vain, self centered, spoiled, whatever the case may be, whatever you were labeled, in the family or whatever, people would say, oh, girl, you think you're all that. Like, I feel like birthdays across the board, regardless of the race, we all give that person a nod. Like, okay, she's being extra because it's her birthday. She's color coordinated because it's her birthday. That's fine. She's wearing a tiara because it's her birthday. That's cool. She wants to do a photo shoot, and get all dolled up because it's her birthday. That's fine. And it's just like we have these moments that we say, okay, yes, absolutely. For this time and this time only, that's fine. But somebody like me that has that extrovert, big bubbly personality, what if I want to have a photo shoot on a Tuesday? Just because I like this, I'm feeling this shade of green right now, and I got a lot of green in my closet, and I want to do a green themed photo shoot. It's like, that's like frowned upon in a way, because it's like, okay, well, sis, why are you doing that? And, just even growing up with that, I feel like there's a pressure about how a young girl is supposed to carry herself that's not vain. You don't want to be in the way. You want to make sure that, you're not doing too much, that whole thing. Like, just looking back through an adult's eyes, my eyes looking back at younger me, I was so afraid to just be. Not even afraid, like, because I was sneaking and doing this and, I had a new job. I didn't know if I was going to be good or not. No, I wasn't even there yet. I was just afraid to just be me. I had moments where I would just be so, uptight and just so afraid to just, be myself. But I can honestly say it couldn't and didn't last long, because one thing about me, I'm going to adapt. And I did very well, like making friends and adapting to my, my environment was something that I did. But I realize now that a lot of that was done out of trauma, even my birthday. Like, I was making sure that I was reminding people, like, hey, y'all, my birthday's in a week. Like, texting a group. Like, this year I texted the group chat, I think, like, around the first week of May. Like, hey, I think that we should do this, for each other's birthdays, because we all have kids now. Cool. Like, but we should have a list of what people like for their birthday. So that way it's guaranteed that person, will get a gift. If you don't know what to get them, revert to the list. If they, and I said, it's easy to make a gift card or to, go the gift card route, because I'm like, we're all spread across, in different states or whatever. So why not just get the person a gift card that they like, from a place they like to shop at, call it a day, blah, blah, blah. So, I put that out there or whatever. But, I felt like growing up, I was doing a lot of reminding people of my importance. And that is a lot to take on again as a kid, because you should not have to ask your parent to remember, your birthday. You shouldn't have to ask your sibling to remember your birthday. You shouldn't have to ask, your friend. And I can understand if a lot of y'all are like, girl, that's like a lot. Like, you expecting a lot out of people. But guess what? Those same people that you're expecting that from, they are also expecting that from you as well, or just from other people in general. Like, don't get me wrong. As soon as I meet you, I'm like, girl, you better give me something on my birthday. No, not like that. But there were people, like parents, like I said, my siblings, family members, where I'm like, listen, y'all should be there, to celebrate my day. Like, y'all should be, it's so easy to give somebody a phone call. Hey, girl, happy birthday. Know you might be tied up. Love you. You don't want to talk on the phone? Cool. Text. And it's like just talking to my husband while we were driving, while we were out on vacation. And I was telling him how, I was kind of like, wow, like, I used to feel bad for wanting these things on my birthday, from people that are, loved ones, people that are important figures in my life. And I used to feel bad. And my husband was like, first of all, what you're asking for is not irrational. You're asking for this person to just simply, remember your birthday and say happy birthday. That is not too much to ask. That's first thing. And he was like, secondly, it sounds like excuses are being made for this person because, they have a life. And how many of you have felt like you make excuses for someone's behavior because you say, oh, well, we all have lives. We're all busy. I get it. You're busy. You're a mom. You're a dad. You have a job, but, you're busy. But guess what? Those same busy people seem to make time to go golfing, bowling, go drink with some friends, go to a dinner, go to a movie, play their game, go biking, go hiking, go skating. They make time for what they want to make time for. So at this age of 27, I was able to tell my husband that I was finally at a stage where I could say, I know that people have time, but they just did not make the time for me. That is a big that's a big girl step. And I was so proud of myself being able to vocalize that, because I know when I was at a place where I would make so many, like, the person might not even like fishing, but I'm putting that on the table. Oh, they could have made, they could have went on a trip, or, they didn't have cell service. I mean, I'm creating a whole storyline, giving this person plot armor. And it's like, for what? No, this person did not make the time for you. And now you have to do something about it. Either you're going to say, that's fine, that's just how they are, I'll love them anyway. Or you say, I do love them, but a conversation needs to be had because this is the second year of the row of you doing this to me. Or, you just say, we are going to have a conversation, but the conversation is going to be me telling you that I am no longer accepting this from you. And if you do not change, then we are done. Whatever the case may be. But I couldn't get past the first stage of even saying that this person had disappointed me in that way. Like, if you're like me and you find birthdays to be times of just excitement, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is my day, blah, blah, blah. It is very important for you to, one, celebrate that day. Like, I feel like we all should celebrate our birthdays. 10 out of 10, recommended, celebrate it. But also try your best to get very crystal clear on what you're wanting and expecting from people. Because even my husband, I cannot be, yes, he knows I like cards because I've expressed it, but I cannot expect him to get me a birthday card if I did not tell him that I wanted that, if you can understand what I mean. Yes, our spouses, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our homegirls, our homeboys, our family members, parents, they know what we like once we have expressed it, right? Or even some of them, can have an idea. If you're a parent, you kind of have an idea that your child likes this character. So you're like, okay, they're going to have this character party. But it still would be great of you and wise of you, especially once they get to a certain age, to ask them like, hey, I know you've been rocking with PJ Masks, but is there any chance that you would want a different character party before I invest all of this money into this party? And you're not like, you rock with PJ Masks, but you'd rather have a Mickey Mouse, theme party. Cool, easy fix. Like, I had to come to a place where, and this year is what had happened for me, y'all. I don't know what it is with 27, but I just feel so big girl in my emotions. I feel so big girl in my decision making, in my mind, in my emotional capacity, where I said, if I want it, I'm going to ask for it. And there's nothing wrong with me asking. You still have the ability to say no. But see, I would not ask because I was too fearful that the person would, be like, oh, well, I don't got it, or it ain't that deep, or my bad, I had just forgot it was your birthday, my bad. I didn't want to deal with that aftermath rejection. But if you can get to a place where you say, I at least will honor myself in the request, I'm telling you, there's freedom in that. There is a big freedom in that, because you are honoring yourself with the request, but you're also saying, I am in need of something and I'm going to ask for it. It does not mean that that you may get it. You may not get it, but at least you ask. And that is where I was at my 27th birthday, that I said, wow, I don't feel I don't feel like my whole world is ending because this person did not come through for me. I know the pattern of this thing. I know the trend of this thing. I was just ignoring it. It's just like when women will be date and we see the red flags in someone, but we continue to ignore it because, oh, his potential. Girl, wake up. Wake up and look around. Like, if you love birthday gifts and you love being celebrated, that is okay. It's coming from me, your host, your friend, your homegirl, your sister, Shania Alyse is telling you that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you know that's something you want, I'm going to need you to take it a step further and start vocalizing it. Because it's almost like you're inflicting or attempting to inflict, punishment on someone that never knew that that's what you wanted. And it's hard at first because you're so used to not getting it. So when you do get in a healthy relationship, like me getting with my husband, and he's like, oh, you love birthdays, but every year we're going to celebrate. Me knowing that there were certain things, very specific things that I wanted to do on my birthday, say like go-karting, or I wanted to go to this place, I wanted to go to this restaurant. I'm holding it in. And then when it doesn't happen, I'm like, oh, well, see, he's just like everybody else. But it's like, sis, you have to tell him that's what you want, because he can't read your mind. You see what I'm saying? So understanding that there's nothing wrong with that. I even went through a period of where, my dad, like he would, call and, because my parents are divorced. So he would call and say, oh, Naya, I'm going to send you a birthday gift. It's coming at this day. So here I am. I mean, I'm watching the mailman every day. And y'all, there were years, I could talk about it because I'm not, there's no pain attached to the story. So now this is a part of a testimony. So there's no malice or any hate. But I remember when that day passed, there was a couple of times where it happened like that, where the day would pass that he said it would be there. So, whenever we would end up talking on the phone again, I'm like, hey, Dad, I didn't get it. Oh, you didn't get it? Like, okay, well, let me, let me look into it, whatever. And I never asked, and I still don't care to ask as to why that was told or why that was said. It's just now at 27, looking back, I realize that affected me. And that did warp my reality into thinking that I was at fault for the gift not coming, when in reality, that whatever the situation be, whether the gift was never sent, whether it got lost in transit, whether the person didn't have money to purchase, all of that things, guess what? That's not in your control. And it's not on you. But that is the caveat to having that caretaker role or that caretaker trait in the family, is that you will even take on the blame of other people's actions and their consequences. And you will say, oh, well, if I would have told him earlier, about my birthday, it would have came on time. If I would have let him know that, that it was my birthday, if I would have, no. At 27, I'm being more realistic than ever. My father is aware of my birthday. Him and his now deceased sister, we both, me and my aunt that's passed away now, we share the same birthday. So it's like at 27, I was riding in my car with my husband. I said, no, my dad does know that today is my birthday. I don't know why I didn't get a call. I said, but, I know that he knows. And I feel like it's not my responsibility to call and say, hey, did you know that today was my birthday? And that was huge for me, y'all, because that was something I had dealt with for a while, that I just felt like I always had to remind, like, hey, like, a little annoying little reminder on your phone. Hey, we're going to take, or they send you the text message like, hey, your insurance is getting withdrawn in 2 days. You're like, I know, just take it. You ain't got to remind me that I'm going to be, X amount of dollars without, because you're going to take this money. Like, just do it. And that's a big step to get to a point where you say, no, I'm not going to continue to pacify in a way this, of what I want, because I know that you are aware, especially when I vocalized it, that, hey, call, hey, send a text. And yes, I get it. For the people that are going to say, oh, it's a two-way street. Yes. But even with that, you have to also realize when a pattern starts to translate or starts to appear, you have to ask yourself, is it me or is it the other person? Because again, being the caretaker or having the caretaker trait, you will start tipping over into the people pleaser trait, which is, that thing is so toxic and dangerous if you don't maintain it properly, because then you'll start saying, okay, well, regardless, I'm always going to be the one to reach out. I'm always going to be the person to, do this. I'm always going to be the one to say, hey, like, tomorrow's my birthday. Don't forget to call. Like, you just get to a point where you're like, no, And I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but that's just how it was for me, y'all. That birthday was so peaceful for me. I didn't care who called me and told me happy birthday because I was happy with where I was. I was happy having that time with my husband. I was happy that he continues and has continued. He has not failed 1 year. And we've been together since 2017. Like, he makes sure that we are doing something on March 15th. Like, we are happy birthday celebrating. Like, we are going to do something. And I even love that this time around this year, it was so relaxed. Like, there was a ton of places I wanted to eat at, and we didn't even touch half the list. And I was okay with that. Cause I was with my husband. I was with someone that really took time to spend time with me. And I was grateful for that. I was okay for that. Like, my husband's mom, Gigi, if y'all ever hear me talk about Gigi on a podcast, that's who I'm talking about. She celebrates her birthday every year. She has a party, and I love that. I told my husband, I love that your mom celebrates her birthday. Like, you should. If that is something that you want to do it. And that gives me something to look forward to, because I know that that's something I would love to do, is have a big, huge party for my birthday. And, it's hard because my friends are kind of all over the place or in different places. But just know that if you don't get anything from the podcast, understand that your birthday is a day to be celebrated. It is someone here on this earth is happy that today was the day that you were born, that today was the day that you came into this world. They remember little things about you when you were a baby and how you used to giggle. And if you were like me and you were a little tubby, that you had a whole bunch of roles, like, you are loved in this world. And it's unfortunate that there are people that take you for granted, and they don't. Like I said, sending a text takes seconds if you're fast enough. And even if you are up there in age, like, it don't take long to text. Or like my grandma, she don't really text like that. She'll call you for something that could have been in a text. Shout out to my grandma. Like, I love you, grandma. And, or if she missed your call, she'll send you, we laughed about this the other day. She'll send a voicemail. She'll leave a voicemail. Hey, Shania, this your grandma calling. Like, grandma, I know that. I got your number saved. I know this is you. Like, you're not asking for too much. Your birthday is your day. Okay? Okay. So now I wanted to get into, and I've kind of touched on a little pieces of reflection that I had from the previous year, but, I'm going to just reiterate them, and then I'm going to let y'all go. So, like I said, it's okay for me to enjoy my day, week, month. I know some girls, shout out to them. I love it. They'll take the whole month to celebrate their birthday, as you should. Okay? Because the more I celebrate, the more gifts that rake in, the more cash, the more gift cards, the more shoes, bags, all of that rake in, food. Like, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I think that I don't even think there's anything wrong with that. But this past year, and then, on my birthday is when I had these realizations, like, bruh, it is okay for me to celebrate my birthday, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it bigger every year. Like, next year, I want to have a legit party. Or I might wait 2 years to actually do a party. But yeah, I'm gonna do that because that's what I want. And there's nothing wrong with that. The second thing I realized is that on my birthday, I can be as self-centered as I want to be. And I'm not a rude person. Anybody that knows me knows that I am the least rude person. I'm on the bottom of the list as far as rude people go. I can get with you if you get with me. But, I'm not rude by any means. But my birthday, babes, I want to do what I want to do. So if that means I'm self-centered, cool. And my husband kept telling me throughout the day, like, babe, not even throughout the day, all on vacation, he was like, babe, whatever you want to do. And I would say, okay, baby, you want to eat? Where do you want to eat? And I'm like, do you want to eat here? He's like, yeah, that's fine, babe. He's like, babe, this is your day. Pick wherever you want to go. So it's like, that was even affirming that this time is for me. And remember earlier how I was saying every day is your day? That's the other part of this, because one day is just not enough to celebrate you, babes. I'm going to need you to amp it up, and I'm going to need you to take care of the other 364 days out of the year to celebrate you. I'm going to need you to celebrate you every day. You can do it when you wake up and you're intentional and you look in the mirror and you say, wow, girl, you are so gorgeous. You are so beautiful. You take the time to brush your teeth, wash your face, floss, do your skincare if you're into that. Get yourself dressed. Like, that is a way to honor yourself and to make every day your day, because you're making sure that you're showing up. You're showing up in a way that you love. You're presenting yourself to the world in a way that you love. You're doing what you love when you go to your job. And even though you might not like it, but it is bringing in a paycheck, you make time and you make that time good, and you make do with that time, and you don't waste it on complaining and, oh my God, I hate this job and this boss and this coworker. Show up every day. That is one of the biggest things that I am holding on to for this 27th year of my life. Show up and show out in everything that you do. You go to the gym, show up. You go to your job, show up. You go to the gas station, babes, show up. Like, the level of confidence that you can have by just being consistent with showing up for you. We ain't even talking about other people. Showing up for you, it will start to build a level of confidence in yourself. Like, I don't even know how to explain it to you, but it's like, babes, nobody is going to be able to tell you anything when you start showing up for you, because you're so used to other people having to fill your love tank and other people having to, bring you gifts and bring you flowers. When you start doing that for yourself, and not on no super OD, I'm independent, I don't need no man. No, even married. There was one time I took myself to the movies, y'all, and my husband was like, that's going to be the last time. Like, what man did you go up there to go see? I'm like, nobody. I did my makeup nice. I just went to go see Bob's Burgers. That's back when it came out. And I went with myself because my husband really doesn't like movies. But y'all, I'm telling you, that man was like, yeah, next time I'm going with you. Because you're not about to be looking that good and like go, no, that's not happening. So it's like, but even in that, I felt good about me. Like, it is possible for women to dress themselves and do their makeup and do their hair for them because they like it. Now, don't get me wrong. You will add a little bit here and there. For example, my husband likes hoops. So I'll throw in the hoops for date night. I'll throw in the hoops on my way to the gym. And he like, yeah, hurry up and come back. So it's like, I know the stuff that he likes. So I'll add that in there, the favorite perfume and the scents that he likes that I wears, all of that, the necklace, the anklet, all of that, babes. I pay attention. But understand, this outfit I picked because I felt I looked good in it. I know you're going to like it. I know, but I felt like I looked good in it. So that's, being as self-centered as you want to be. Prioritizing yourself first is not selfish. That was something that, reflecting on my previous year, I'm like, man, once I started tapping into self-care, and I'm still a slight newbie to it. But once I started, getting more serious with it, I said, this is not selfish at all. If anything, I'm blessing the people that see me after I take care of myself. Okay, you're going to feel honored to be in my presence after I tap into some self-care for the day. Okay, because mamas, wives, when it's that time of the month for us, or if we didn't have a bad day, babes, the house is going to feel it. So why not take the extra step to say, you know what? I had a hard day at work, or these kids kind of did it for me. I'm going to soak in this bath with these bubbles and this wine. Or, I'm going to watch, my favorite TV show with this wine. Yeah, I've been into wine lately. Listen, I'm going to be a wine connoisseur. But it's like, prioritizing you is honoring you. Because, bro, you cannot try to give yourself to anybody when you're on E. Prioritizing you is giving yourself the ability to recharge just like you do your cell phone. Because, ladies, you ain't going nowhere without that cell phone charged. Some of y'all do. Shout out to my best friend. Sis gonna let her phone die. And I don't understand it. Like, girl. But, you're going to make sure that you have the necessities before you head out. I'm going to need you to take care of yourself in that same manner. Also, it's okay to ask for gifts. That's another thing, a part of my reflection for the year. If I want something, I'm going to ask for it. If I know that I like to have Gymshark, shout out to Gymshark, because one day, okay? But listen, I know that I like Gymshark. So literally, shout out to my girl Cara. She didn't even ask me for this, but shout out to her. She texted me like, happy birthday, girl. Send me a link to something that you want and I got you. And I was like, well, girl, I love Gymshark. So I sent her the link for the e-gift card. Sis sent me back the link with the money on the e-gift card. Like, what? But that was a big step for me because, like I said, I came from a place where I did not ask. I would have seen that text and been like, oh, girl, no, it's okay. No worries, girl. I'm good. Yeah, girl, I am good, but I still like Gymshark, okay? Run it back. So I was like, thank you. Yes, that was so sweet of her. And it's like, listen, had I not asked, like if I would have told her, okay, she would have been like, okay, fine, no problem. But it's like, ladies, like, sis, you know that it's something that you are wanting, a requirement that you are in need of, and you won't ask. You are going to suffer, and you will suffer for many years like that. Birthdays included, and everything else. You'll suffer in so many aspects of your life because you will not ask for somebody to give you something, provide something for you. Like, it's okay. It does not make you weak. It's okay. It's okay even to hold people accountable. Like I said earlier, when my dad was not giving me gifts and stuff, yes, I was young at the time, so I really didn't know how to, speak up and say anything, but now it's like, yeah, like, don't say that you're going to do something and then you don't, because now we're going to have a whole nother conversation. Like, okay, well, what happened? What's going on? And then at some point, I'm no longer having the conversation about that, because at some point you do have to graduate from having the conversation over and over again to, okay, now we need to, we're going to set some concrete boundaries in place for this. Because, some people will get comfortable and are comfortable with just doing the same old conversation over and over again. Okay, you weren't happy. Okay, sorry. Oh, no problem. We're good. Rewind that, play it again next week. Rewind it, play it again next month. If that works for you, cool. But for me, like I said, this year, a part of me showing up and showing out is also, another part is holding people accountable. And when you cannot come through for me, I need to then readjust how I handle and deal with this relationship. You are not going to drag me down because you don't want to hold up your end of the agreement. You want to be out of the agreement? That's fine. I will go. I will do what I will, continue on. But holding people accountable helps you in the end, because you're not trying, like I said earlier, having that caretaker trait, and you're trying to hold them accountable, but then you're also bashing yourself because they didn't come through. No. That's not how that works. And again, a child has no business. Not even anybody has any business, let alone a child, trying to take on the responsibility of an adult. It's not okay. It doesn't make you feel safe. It sucks. It's too much. So shout out to us now adults that did have that trait, that took on that role. I pray that you find therapy. I pray that you find healing, because that was not what your role was supposed to be. There is a reason why we are born a newborn and not a full-grown adult, because God knows that we have to grow into these stages of our lives. And some of us have experienced unspeakable trauma. Some of us have experienced things that have really, really shattered and altered our minds and our well-being. We didn't deserve that, but we're still here. Which is why I always point it back to therapy. Take the time to talk to somebody so that you can get yourself together. You can get yourself in a place where you're like, this unfortunate thing took something from me, but I'm ready to take my life back. And at 27, babes, what? I am not losing anything for anybody for any reason. Yes. Will I make sacrifices? Absolutely. Will I compromise? Yes. But losing? No. There's just some things where you get to a place in your life where you're like, yeah, I'm not going to put up with that. No. And it's like, that's where I was. That was my reflection for 27. And it was a blessing. I felt very grateful. I felt very free. I felt very calm, because normally my birthday I get a lot of anxiety about my birthday, because I'm like, I don't know who's going to show up for me today. I don't know who's going to call me today. I don't know who's going to text me or post on my Facebook wall or comment under my Instagram picture or, send me anything. I don't know. But in that car, y'all, I can honestly say I was so calm and so free because I didn't care if anybody called. I didn't care if anybody texted because I knew I was having a good day. I knew that I was having a phenomenal birthday. And I knew that the person that I wanted to come through for me the most did. And maybe it's because we have too many people on our list that we are expecting to come through for us. If you can narrow down that list to one or two people that you know are solid enough to come through for you, start there. Start there. And there's nothing wrong if it's only one person. Because right now mine is. And that's no shade to anybody else. But I have that confidence and that faith in my husband. And yes, I give him room to make mistakes and rooms to grow. But I just love that we're able to have that type of bond together. So if you can make that list, make it. And try your best to keep it 5 and under. 5 people and under that you know you can count on and depend on. And I'm telling you, life, you won't need somebody. But you don't need people that are half showing up for you, half doing it. You get on the phone with them, your whole mood changes. You don't need that. So in honor of my birthday, in honor of my birthday month, me turning 27, I'm telling you, it is okay to celebrate you, show up for you, and take care of you. Can you do that for me? You got me? Okay, I believe you. I do. So, listen, I've been crocheting a lot. So I'm going to figure out a way to add my crochet hats to my Shopify store. And when I do, I would love for you to place an order. Yeah. I would love to place an order. So probably because it's my birthday month, I might go do like a little a sale or something. I will definitely, post about it because I'm not sure what the sale will be, but I will definitely, let y'all know. If you would like to order any fan merch, sweatshirt, hoodie, t-shirt, go to www.ulrbpod.com. That is www.ulrbpod.com. and click on the top left-hand corner fan merch, and it'll take you directly to the catalog of all of the things that you can purchase to support the podcast. Also, if you listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please follow the show and turn your notifications on for automatic downloads. And you can follow us on YouTube. Shania Alyse is my YouTube channel. There will start to be other content on there, hopefully soon. I need to sit down and do a content calendar planning day. But for now, and as always, you can meet me back here Sundays at 9 a.m. EST, okay? Unless I tell you different. I love you so, so much. And thank you for being a loyal supporter of the podcast. Thank you. Talk soon. Peace.